Right. Back like I never left. Here we are, guys. Got to end the week out right. Thursday night football was bullshit. We're not going to worry about that. Sunday did a little better, but was still pretty terrible. But we are here for Monday night football. We've got a doubleheader. We've got two chances to get this shit right and to make sure that we end with a winning week over 500. Now, we've got these two games. First game starting out at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 o'clock p.m. for me because I'm Central Time. And I would believe that would be about 4 p.m. for everyone else on the West Coast. I'm going to go ahead. Okay, the first game is going to be between the Buccaneers and the Lions. And the second game later on tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, that'll be 9 p.m. our Central Time, 7 p.m. as you know, bet over in the West for you guys as well there. That game is going to be between I was about to say Rockets, the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, looking at both of these games just on surfaces, these are actually four teams that I don't mind that well. I actually like a couple of these teams a lot. Like I like a lot of players on each of these teams. I wouldn't say honestly any of these teams specifically I just love or that oh man, I hate if they lose any of these games. So I can't say that. But I do enjoy each of these teams for different reasons. I mean, I like the Bucks. I like Baker, of course. I like my boy Mike Evans. They got a bunch of good players there. I like what's happening in Tampa for Baker. You know, so I like that story. I like C.J. Stroud, my boy Nico Collins, man. They're doing their thing. Even though they are in Houston, I still like to see them balling out there and what they've been able to do there in this short amount of time. The Lions, man, like I told y'all, when they did that Hard Knocks for them a few years ago, that's when I fell in love with like this era of the Lions team, and I knew that they would be good very soon. And to see what they did last year and what they're still trying to do this year, it's a testament to that. So I like them. And then Seattle, it's like think about Seattle, man. It's just they're one of those teams that I just can't disrespect anymore. Like I've disrespected them twice already this year, and they've punched me in the mouth for it. So it's a team that it's like, hey, Tess, you need to understand, like, yeah, we're not a world beater. We're not the most flashiest team. We're not the team everybody's going to be talking about. And we're definitely not one of those teams that everybody expects to do anything. But we are here, and we are doing what we got to do every single week. We come to work, and we do what we got to do. And I respect that. So without further ado, I don't want to spend too much more time and, vamping and bullshitting with this. But go ahead and reveal my picks, and I'm going with Tampa Bay over Detroit, and I'm going with Seattle over Houston. Now, these were difficult picks, and I made these picks even before I realized how shitty I did on the Sunday games and how this could end up being a week that I end up failing and honestly going under 500. But with that being stated, I feel good about these picks, and I'll tell you guys why. When it comes to Baker and the boys versus Detroit, now Detroit could beat the shit out of them. Don't get me wrong, but the way that Baker's playing, and I'm not on the bandwagon of how everybody thinks he's the MVP this year necessarily. It's just the way the Bucks are playing and how they've been able to take care of like teams and come back on teams. Like that's the thing. They like people have been like watching the games and I understand. There's a lot of these games they've had to come back. So it means they've been getting their ass kicked, or at least they've been losing a bunch of these games in order for them to come back and for them to win the games at the end like they have. Saying all that to say, that just shows that they don't really quit on these games and that they stay in it. And Detroit's a team that honestly, they got a shitload of firepower. So you're going to have a mentality of being able to weather that. Because, bro, I guarantee you, there's going to be a couple drives where but like Baker and them are probably gonna three and out that bitch or whatever like that or just give the ball to like Detroit, and Detroit's gonna score like this. They're gonna score like two plays at max, and it's just gonna be like, what the fuck? You got to be able to withstand shit like that in order to continue going on and do what you need to do. And I keep telling y'all about the Bucks. Like they're that team this year that can do that. And I feel like this will probably honestly this might be this might be a shootout. This might be one of those games where it's like both sides are just scoring on the other one very easily, and they got to go back and forth. And it's between Baker and Goff to go back and forth up until the last second, and whoever has the ball last will probably end up winning the game. I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being what happens tonight. And I just feel like the Bucks are going to be able to do that. Moving on to the last game of the night and the last game of Week 7 for the NFL, the Houston Texans versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'll tell you guys this. The reason why I picked Seattle over Houston in this game for a couple of reasons. Well, for one, like I said, I've disrespected them twice before, and I'm not going to do that shit anymore this year. Every time, like both times I've done that to a team, I'm like, oh, they've ended up beating that team and then be like, yeah, Tess, told your ass. So there's that reason, yes. And also, I'll just be honest with you guys. I like CJ Stroud. I like Nico and what they're doing in Houston, but like, they haven't really shown me shit this year for me personally just to believe like, hey, they have figured it out. They are there. They have got their shit together. It's like, no, they haven't done that shit at all yet. And Seattle is a team that will beat you if you are not playing your best. Because I'm not saying they're the best team out there, but they are a team that if you playing bullshit, they will expose the bullshit that you on, and they will make you regret it. And I feel like this is one of those games where Seattle's going to do that to Houston, because Houston has been up and fucking down all year this year. And I feel like this may be another one of those games. Hey, I've got a bunch of fantasy players on the Houston Texans. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping they come out here and beat the shit out of Seattle. But for some reason, I'll tell you, I went back and forth on both of these games, and I just had to eventually just pull the gun on who I felt was going to win, because I'm like, I could definitely see either of these teams winning. So, but I had to go with Seattle because of those reasons, and I feel like that's probably just how things are going to go. I feel like Seattle's going to be able to bring this game out and leave with a victory, leave the week with a victory. I just hope CJ Stroud throws a few touchdowns to Nico Collins and like Nick Chubb along the way. You know what I'm saying? Kaimi Fairbairn kicks a couple of 50-yarders or something. Like, here's the thing. I strictly for personal reasons, I hope that the Houston Texans at least have a good game, you know, statistically wise. They can do all that shit and still lose the game, then I'd be okay with it. So, yeah. Those are my picks, guys. That's what I feel like is happening tonight in these two doubleheaders. Hoping I'm right, because I'm sitting at 7-6 for the week on my picks, guys. So, you know, I could go I can go 9-6 if that's 9-6, or I could end up missing both of these, getting them both wrong, and going 7-8. And that would be pretty shitty. Or I could split it, you know what I'm saying, go 8-7, which I mean wouldn't be the worst. Get 1-1 right. I don't know. We will see what happens. We will see what happens for the week and everything for my picks. Wish me luck, guys. Enjoy the games tonight. I will see you guys later and talk to you tomorrow. Peace.